Once upon a time, the announcement of a video game adaptation used to be met with eye-rolling and cynicism, but it appears we're in a golden age of adaptations now, folks, which excites me as a fan of both mediums. In the last few years alone, we've had the Super Mario Bros. Movie, the Last of Us series, the Uncharted movie, Sonic the Hedgehog movies, Gran Turismo, Detective Pikachu, and the list goes on and on and on. I could easily make an argument that each show or film listed has been a success, especially when you compare it to other video game adaptations such as Street Fighter, Resident Evil, or Prince of Persia from yesteryear. Thankfully, Fallout continues the trend of success and has been a major hit with critics and fans alike. In fact, this could be the best video game adaptation to date. Move over, Super Mario Bros. Mamma mia! Spoiler warning from this point onwards.
Hello there. I'm here to show you a wonderful place.
For those of you that have no idea what Fallout is, it's a show based on the hit video game franchise and takes place within the chronology and canon of the games. The show is set in a post-apocalyptic America, a whopping 219 years to be specific, after nuclear Armageddon, which happened in 2077, and primarily focuses on Vault dweller Lucy, who has only ever lived a sheltered life inside a vault underneath the wastelands of America. An incident occurs, and her father is kidnapped by Vault raiders, resulting in Lucy making the decision to leave her cushy Vault life and to venture out to the dangerous nuclear wastelands to try and rescue her father. In the search for her father, Lucy crosses paths with various characters including Maximus, a squire in the Brotherhood of Steel, and the Ghoul, a centuries-old mutated human bounty hunter that has a taste for gunslinging. The story narrative primarily focuses on these three characters, who all have their own motives and their paths intertwined throughout, leading to a satisfying climax as the series ends. I'll leave it at that to minimise spoilers, but it's one hell of a ride and shouldn't be missed by any fan of the games or fans of the post-apocalyptic / dystopian type genre.
Holy shit, you're an actual vault dweller.
I am.
The world of Fallout is masterfully brought to life in almost every way, from the set design to costumes, props, effects, and even the T-60 power armor. It absolutely respects the source material and brings the game to life in ways I didn't think possible. They even hid Pip-Boy bobbleheads in the show, and the attention to detail is insane. Not only do the vaults look fantastic through the use of sound stages, the wastelands and various different places they visit also look amazing as well. A likely reason for this is due to the decision to use on-location filming in the Namib Desert in South Africa to bring the wasteland to life, instead of relying on green screen and stages, and the end result is very impressive, particularly for a TV show. Although the primary story is pretty cookie cutter, find the villain who has your father and deliver a package, it's the wider story and side missions that stand out here. Whether it's Lucy being sold for medicine to a supermarket keeper, or finding out a different vault is home to a cult. This is where Fallout truly shines, and Ella Purnell expertly plays the role of naive, trusting vault girl turned hero Lucy to the T. The flashback sequences reminded me of the show Lost, and were some of my favourite moments in the series, with Cooper Howard and the audience slowly learning that the vault tech company his wife works for is evil. The finale stuck the landing and included an emotional twist, making the flashback storytelling all the more compelling. Aaron Moten, who stars as Maximus, also does a great job playing the role of a squire in the Brotherhood of Steel, longing for a family and acceptance. However, the star of the show is undoubtedly Walton Goggins, who plays cowboy actor Cooper Howard pre-nuclear Fallout, and the Ghoul in present day. The contrast in characters is striking, and he plays both characters expertly, stealing every scene he is in. It's really no surprise that the best moments usually included either the Ghoul or Cooper Howard. The rest of the supporting cast are great as well, and I really enjoyed the performances of Soraya Chowdhury and Moises Arias in particular. The tone of the show has the perfect blend of humour and violence, and although it's very graphic in parts, as expected if you've played the games, it even subtly incorporates the VAT system, with characters like the Ghoul targeting specific body parts. They integrate food, medicine and stims from the game as well, which was a nice touch and added an extra layer of authenticity. The music is perfect throughout, with tracks from the games featured and complemented with hits from the late 1950s, adding a further layer of authenticity. And at this stage, you're probably wondering, is there anything wrong with this show? Honestly, there really isn't too much to criticise here, but let's break down some of the minor problems. Although I praised the story as a whole, there were a few story beats that could have been better explained and written. For example, there is little to no explanation as to how Lee Moldova, the show's antagonist, has survived for so long in the story, seeing as she was around pre-nuclear fallout. You could assume she was preserved in some sort of cryo sleep, like the Vault-Tec employees, due to her scientific brilliance, but there's no evidence of this, and narratively, this wouldn't make sense either, as she was working against Vault-Tec. There are no signs of her being an android or a ghoul, so how did she survive for over 200 years? My guess, we'll find out in Season 2, which I'm sure will get the green light based on the success of this show. Lucy's brother Norm MacLean had a mini arc of his own, exploring the truth behind Vaults 31, 32 and 33, which was enjoyable, but they seemed to rush the ending here, leaving him locked in the vault and the viewer wondering what will happen next. Again, I assume this will be picked up in Season 2. I know it's good to always scatter a few breadcrumbs here and there for future seasons, but this came across as lazy writing to me.
Well, that's just lazy writing.
There are some pacing issues midway, and a possible inconsistency with game lore due to the information surrounding Shady Sands and the New California Republic. The timeline of events is left ambiguous, causing hot debate with fans of the game as to whether the show has possibly retconned Fallout New Vegas. However, I have an update folks at time of writing this script. Todd Howard himself has said on record that this show has not retconned the games, and the event in question happens after the events of Fallout New Vegas. It looks like we can all move on from this now, but I'm sure it will continue to rumble on the internet. Personally, these are all minor blemishes to an otherwise excellent series, but I can understand and appreciate why some people may have an issue with the writing. In summary, Fallout is arguably the best video game adaptation to date. With a fully realised world, compelling story and characters, it incorporates the perfect blend of humour and violence throughout. And although there are some pacing issues with the narrative, and unanswered questions from some questionable writing, it doesn't detract from the overall quality of this show. I can't wait to watch the inevitable Season 2, and this is a must watch for all Fallout fans, or anyone that enjoys post-apocalyptic or dystopian stories. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about Fallout. Did you love the show as much as I did, or did you have any issues with it? If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Jackson, and I love watching movies and TV shows. You can expect to find reviews, reactions, and shorts on all things TV and film here, and I hope you stick around and subscribe. My short-term goal is to hit that elusive 1K sub club, but longer term, I want to grow a community where we can actually discuss the hottest things in TV and film together, as well as collaborate with other channels and have meaningful discussions with viewers either live or in the comments. If any of this sounds appealing to you, then I hope you hit that sub button and come and say hi. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out, and I'll see you next time.
Unless you willingly stand down now.
Fucking Vault Welch.